Hey guys, how are you? So, kind of new to this platform, Vimeo. So, there's supposed to be a chat mechanism, but I don't see it. So we're gonna do that, I guess, another time. And let's see. I'll blow this up more. I'll just change the charts. Okay, so sorry, this is a little new for me on this live stream, but what I wanted to do today was go over the sorry. To basically show like how you can use the watch list and how to use blackbox for the option flow. So what we're going to do is we'll go through a handful of the tickers that are from the watch list, and then we're also going to pull up and see if it should work here. Try it. This pop up. Okay, I don't know if you guys are able to see it or not. BBS option flow should be showing. Yeah, there it is. Okay. But it's kind of zoomed in a bit, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Just fix that a little bit here. Sorry about that, guys. What I want to do is just show the flow, and you know what? I think wait, change it. That's a lot easier. There we go. Okay, much better. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope they stay out of trouble today with the rip and the drop, and then just like things not moving or going anywhere. Um, so okay, so let's see on the watch list. So the way I have my chart set up is that I can see. Actually, on my charts, I have it so that I can see. I have 15 charts or so up. So pretty much everything on the watch list, and and so I can keep an eye on things. But you can see here I added AHT, and let's start with that one. And I had a level here down here and at 450. Is that showing up okay? Let me actually hide the flow. And that's more of a commons trade for me, but there was also options flow on it, right? And if you look, it basically came right down to that 450 level that I was talking about. And you can go, hey, let's see how it goes. How does it react to that level? It's kind of basing. And then if we pop over and let me bring up the option flow, you can see this morning that there was some option flow for it right here, and they were buying the tens and fives and 750s out to in July and December, right? And they were doing it. If they look at the time between 9:30 and 11, and actually a little bit all day, right? And so what you do is you're seeing. Sorry, I just wish this was zoomed in a bit. So let me go ahead and hide this top plot. So at some point, I would like to make some code that'll kind of smartly just show the three levels up and above and below, and hide the other plots. But I just haven't had time to figure that code out. Um, and let's see if that actually. Sorry, whenever I run into the broadcast, my Thinkorswim slows down. There we go. Okay, So this looks much better. I think it's, and actually, let me go ahead and move AHT into, so you can see the flow. Let me just hide it. That way you can see the screen much better. Here we go. Okay, so now you can see here, you can see the timing. At 9:30 they bought some, a little after 10 they're buying some, and they're buying more, right? And it's just kind of consolidating here above VWAP. That's the only other major indicator I use. And so when you have that, it's kind of bullish, right? And you have flow that's kind of confirming the idea about, hey, we want to be buying today. And so you can combine all that, and you can either take commons. I was trading this with commons, but you can also take option flow. But the really the neat thing or important thing here to be aware of is that the confirmation, right? So you see the levels, you go, okay, hey, it dropped below it. Let me see if it gets back over it. Yeah, it came back over. Okay, let me go ahead and get some. And you know, my level was up here, I think at 460, and the place I wanted to enter was 450 within in my notes, and so that was kind of like that was, I think I said, oh, I said sub 460. I'm sorry, my bad. In my mind I was thinking 450, but yeah, so under 460 is where I wanted to scoop some, and then when it came back over 460, you can add because you've got your like, hey, there's some strength here, and you have option flow to confirm the interest for the upside. And so that's just one example, right? And now the targeting is that, hey, we want to sell some if it gets up to towards 520, maybe 575 or 6. But this is a swing trade for me. So my interest is to maybe take a little off at 520, but overall I'm shooting for at least 575 to 625 to sell some, and then 7 plus if this whole AHT desire and swing and squeeze pans out. So let's see if it does. Okay, the next one is the let's see what else we have. Let's do AMC. Now this is an interesting one, and see if I can actually blow this up and see if that would be okay for everyone. That's really not. Okay, that's a little bit better. Next one I'll do a lot better. Sorry guys, this is a little bit of a not very well organized, but I promised I was going to do one of these and go over this, so I wanted to get that done versus having it super pretty. What I'm doing is I'm just zooming in and out. So okay, here's another example. So there was some news out for let me rephrase that. There was some expected news out for this day, for today. And I'm not going to go into the details of what that news was, but basically there's some run up in AMC up into this 61, 62, 65 level, and we know that 65 has been a big resistance, right? And so because of the run up and the gap a little bit, and the fail here, and it's kind of like pushing and dropping, right? And it's under VWAP and it's under this watch list level, so you can pretty much go short, right? You can go, hey, I'm going to go short here. I'm going to risk against this 6160 level, and I'm going to target this 56 level, and then if that breaks, this 50 level, right? So it's a good risk reward because you're kind of like, hey, if you're in here getting short around 60, 50, you have $1 of risk on the upside, and for this 56 target, you have like $5 of upside, at least $5, and then if it gets down here, you got $10 of gain, right? So that's how I use the levels for the ideas, but it comes down to you have to have an idea of what you think the ticker is going to do, right? Once you have an idea of what you think the ticker is going to do, you can use the levels to be your guide. And then let's see about the option flow on AMC this morning. And let's scroll all the way down. And you can see mixed, right? But the purples here are buying puts 55, 55 or 35. I'm sorry. Let's see. You guys can't see that. Sorry. And okay. And so again here at 10:30, so you can see all the whites, but the puts were in these purple right here, and I guess yes, there is all this call flow. And to me, until 65 is cleared, I'm ignoring this. They're all buying it and whatnot, but until that 65 clears, I might much rather buy higher over 65 than trying to buy the dip on this, right? And you can see that after 10:30, it broke this red to green line, the yellow line, right? And that means, hey, we're breaking below Friday's close. So anybody who bought overnight or in pre-market, they're now upside down. And then you can see, hey, so once that broke, it slammed right into the 56 level, right? And you can see right here, this is where the 35 puts were bought. And then they bought more puts right here. And then they were buying a little bit more into 11 o'clock. And they're just basically saying, hey, we're expecting some downside. And this is where I saw, you can see the 60 calls kind of come in. And at that point, you can kind of go, hey, you know what? Maybe I want to cover some up, right? So that's how I kind of use it. Is like I don't pay attention to all the flow, and it may be right or wrong. I'm not as expert in the flow as um, 7-Star Mike, and of course Charlie is amazing. But for how I use it is I'm looking to see whether or not there's enough volume and flow to confirm what I'm thinking is going to happen with the stock. And it's there's definitely an amazing amount of money being bought on the call side, right? And this may actually rip after hours tonight. There's supposed to be that ruling. If it comes out today, then watch for a squeeze in AMC later today or tonight. I don't have the ticker up. I have it right here, but watch for that, right? Because they are buying a ton, and something may happen this week to drive this higher, right? But like I said, for me, until we're over this level, and ideally, really this 65 level, I'm kind of like being cautious on the long side. I want to, if I have anything where I would consider going long, right? You can see all this, hey, these guys are buying. Then I would go, hey, where do I want to get in for the best deal for their idea of all that call volume? And then that's where I'd be going, hey, I'd consider getting some long here at the 56 level, and I'd consider getting some long down at the 50, right? So if you want to follow the option flow that you see, the way I kind of do it is if there's a bunch of flow and I really like it, then I'm like, hey, I want to buy at one of the watch list levels, right? I don't really like to chase as much unless there is a confirmation of the move to the upside. But that's how I kind of approach using the option flow with the watch list levels. All right, so there's AMC. Let's look at what did we have rip? Oh, we had Amazon. That was a beautiful one. Okay, so here, fast dump. I was a little bit off here. I was looking for 34.30. It double bottomed at 34.35. So when you can see this, you can see, hey, there's a level right here, and they're starting to buy right here. And so I can go, hey, I want to go long because of a double bottom, and there's support right here at this level. And then I'm going to target this next level for sells. And you can see it actually broke just like this weakness in the dip I was talking about, that there might be some selling. So this sold, came down here, and then bounced. Came down here, and it held this thing, started getting some green. And then I'm targeting to sell some here at this watch list level, and then some at the next watch list level. And then I want to leave some for the day in case we break higher and go toward this 35.30, right? But you can see there's a lot of levels here, and that means there's a bit of resistance coming up here, and it may not be a smooth transition, so you have to watch for theta. And so I just like to sell into the levels as we get there. All right, so let's take a look and see what the Amazon flow looked like today. Okay, and we had that double bottom right around 10:15. Let's see if I can scroll down. So you can see that they were buying all these calls right around 10:30. So right when we started getting the green action, you can see all this 3450, 3460, 3500 calls coming right here, and you can see that's where this is right here. This double bottom off this level, they know their support, and they're started buying. And so I'm looking, and then I'm targeting to sell some here and some over here, and leaving some for more upside. All right, so let's see. That's Amazon. What else do we have? I'm just gonna give 5 more minutes before I gotta move on to the next thing I gotta do today. So we have, actually, if anybody wants to DM me with their, actually not DM with. Okay. Okay, so I just have making sure that everyone. Okay, so why do I use 3-minute charts? I use 3 minutes because it keeps me in the trade. Right? I'm trading versus the levels. I'm not trading versus every minute. What's going to happen? And so, because otherwise you just it's stressful. 1 minute charts stress me out. Because every little move you're kind of like, is it up or down? And I'm like, I really care about trend. How do things react to the levels? Okay, so the next ticker we have is on the watch list. What do we have? Actually, you know what a good one was today was Tesla. This was in the afternoon. Come on. Okay, so here's a neat one, right? So we had this level right down here. You can see 620 Amazon. Amazon. Tesla held, and it pushed and dipped again and started holding. You can go long here, targeting this 630 or 628 level, right? And that was previous resistance, if I remember. That's how I came up with this line. And I'm thinking, hey, this can continue. But as it went, you can sell, if you bought here off this level, you can sell some here, and then you're leaving some for upside. But then when it comes below, comes back up and starts below again, that kills the trade right there. Now here's the interesting thing: if you're paying attention to the BBS flow, let's bring that up, and let's bring up the Tesla. That when it got up into the 630s, right here, right around 3 o'clock, all this put flow started coming in, right? As it was pushing up, all this put flow started coming in right at that point. And there was a little bit of call flow, but the vast majority was like just slamming puts. And so at that point, you're like, hey, this is dead, and I'm going to go short. And if it goes back over this level, then I'm going to stop out. Okay? Oh, let me hide that so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, here is, you see all that flow coming in, and you're like, hey, they're getting short here, came here, they got more short. I'm going to join them. And you stop out if it crosses back over the 628 watch list level. But until then, you ride that, and that was a nice pair, went all the way down in here to VWAP. So anyways, that is a quick here's a quick little video about how I use the watch list levels and how I use BBS option flow to help guide my trades. So I hope this video was helpful, and be sure to like, share, um, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.